Hi, my name is David Hauser, and this is DJ Drea.
Aloha.
And we're here at the Sacred Garden to talk about love. And today I'm asking the big questions to Drea about where is this paradigm going for the goddess energy?
I believe it's going in a feminine direction, David.
Thank goodness for that.
I think it's all about nurturing and bringing in divine foreign energy.
So tell me, I see you so much in doing your thing in Hawaii at these amazing places. I mean, it's the Hawaiian Islands. You're actually on Kauai. But I see you out there in these amazing places just doing all these incredible yoga poses. Are you invoking the goddess here? Are you like drawing this energy? And tell me about the island and how that relates to your story.
Well, I believe Kauai definitely contains feminine energy. We refer to her as Mama Kauai, and I believe she really is dictating the feminine energy as we've had an epic flood and major roads closed, and just as one road is about to open, another road closed, and she is really beckoning like rehabilitation and nurturing, and I really feel like it's time to stop building. And I think Taurus sort of takes what it already has and nurtures that energy, and I think we have everything we need on the planet. And it's time to stop building and actually do the opposite.
So deconstructing.
Exactly.
And de-evolving.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you come from the big city of Los Angeles, and you've been on the island for how long?
4 years now.
And, I mean, if anybody's going to know the shift in energy from coming from a big city to a small island, so how was that? I mean, at first, was it difficult to get used to, or did you fall right in?
I feel like I have a huge connection in nature, so it was easy for me to fall right in. But after 4 years there and meditating every single day, I didn't know what was happening until after the 4 years, and I discovered that I was able to deprogram myself from a lot of the hustle and bustle and the city mentality of more is more, and realizing that sitting still and allowing the energy just to come from within and trusting yourself and knowing that we're all energetic beings and everything that we have inside of us is creative and beautiful, and to trust that, that's what really came through, was to be able to just know that it's just all there and tap into that energy without anyone else sort of like preventing you from wanting to shine your light. And so that's what I got out of it, was being able to just really explore what's inside and bring that outside. And started dancing with fire, and that really brought it out, just through other mermaids on the island who were already dancing with fire, and they put the fire in my hands, and I felt a magical feeling. And through that, I was able to just feel my inner joy expressed through dancing and turning on music and being on the beach and under the stars and in nature. And you feel alive there without needing anything external except nature.
Well, energetically, in, taking on that persona, do you feel like you're sending a wave of energy around the planet of this divine feminine energy?
Yes. Just through being able to go, people say connecting to your higher self. Your higher self is your best friend, but your higher self is going inside. And that connection is everything, and we all have it. And it's just being able to take off your shoes is a big deal, because we all wear shoes every single day. And even when we go to the beach, people don't take off their shoes. And when you go to the gym, there's no grass, there's even AstroTurf. And so it's really important to ground yourself. I noticed that through the chakra alignment, you have to ground yourself first, do your first chakra before you can light up all your other chakras and really tap into your true potential. So focusing in on just real simple meditations with just sitting down, nothing crazy. And the yoga positions, you can access yourself because you're present, being able to focus on these really difficult positions. You can't be anything else but present trying to do it, and it's all about being present to be able to tap into that divine rich energy and not be distracted by your daily thoughts of your bills and your work and your job and your boyfriend or your girlfriend and everything else in your life. And it's more about just being a human being and being natural and connecting with the grass and Mother Nature, and that will elevate all our spirits to the highest place of just sitting down, being simple.
I noticed you have shots during different times of the day. Is there certain times of the day you like to do different functions or different types of meditation?
Okay, that's a great question. Yes. So it's really important, morning energy and the sunset energy. They're inventing these infrared machines right now to energize people. And they're actually duplicating the sunrise and the sunset, because during the sunrise and the sunset there are special rays that do elevate our endorphins. And so by getting up before the sunrise and feeling those morning rays for about a half an hour can tune up your whole day and change your life. And then at the end of the day, if you can actually do that as well, it really allows you to wind down from your day and relax into your sleep and have a really good night's sleep so you can wake up the next day without your whole day buzzing through your head and preventing you from sleeping at night. So it's a really good way to connect again to Mother Nature, and it's all about being in alignment. And if you're in alignment, then you're in the flow. And if you're in the flow, then you don't have to worry about your bills or anything else. Everything just happens.
You know, the circadian rhythms of the city versus the circadian rhythms of the island must have really been extreme to you when you first got there. Now that you've been there for a while, do you feel like this natural circadian, is it almost like moving with the tides in the ocean? And
Absolutely. And that's what you notice, is that when you watch the tides, there's really, the ocean breeze. Every time you see the waves, it's multiple breaths, but it really only has the morning and the night. It's like 2 breaths a day for a whole day. So we should pay attention to that. And we only need to take a couple breaths during the day and only accomplish a few things, and that way we can accomplish so much more than overwhelming ourselves.
it's the city life. I mean, I don't know anybody in this city who doesn't have 10 things going on at the same time, that isn't multitasking. I mean, it's hard for anybody to stay focused on one thing because they're doing like 10 things at the same time, and I mean, eventually they all get done, but I don't know if the impact is as great as what you're talking about, because I feel like when you're in sync with the rhythm of, like you say, the 2 breaths, the morning and the evening, that what you're contributing has a lot more richness to it. Have you noticed that being here in the city? I know you haven't been back in the Los Angeles area in a while.
Well, there was something really important that you reminded me of, and that's tapping into your joy. And I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they're kind of fell into like a rut, or they don't feel like life is exciting for them anymore. And I think people forget to set that time aside. So that's the whole important thing. And I try to imagine myself not just in Hawaii, but also in LA, because obviously it's a lot easier when you're by the beach and you have all nature around you than when you're in the city and you have the hustle bustle. So taking that time out just to make an appointment with yourself, to set aside just like your work, saying like, I'm going to garden on Thursday, or I'm going to cook a meal on Thursday that brings me pleasure. I'm going to work on my car. I'm going to sign up for a class. Just something new, something different, one day a week that you can actually say brings you joy. And if you can't figure out what brings you joy, just write down on a piece of paper, like sit down. Everybody has something they like, and sit down, find those things, tap into that. It's all about bringing up your frequency. Mm-hmm. And the feminine energy that we're kind of talking about as a blanket energy is for everybody. It's not about masculine, feminine, it's just about nurturing.
They say that the matriarchal energy is about balance, you know, and to have that nurture nature experience where you're in sync and in balance with nature and of course the circadian rhythms of night and day. Do you have people who come out to the island to visit you and work with you that, you know, you take them on some sort of a guided journey?
Well, the night and day point that you're talking about too, because the time difference is 3 hours later in Los Angeles, it enabled me to get up much earlier in the morning, which I wanted to do. So getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning automatically sets your clock on a better clock. The circadian time clock is earlier, so you'll live longer, be more connected. When people come to island, they're automatically overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed with just the nature itself. To take the city, it takes a long time to take the city off of you, put it that way. And acclimate takes a while. So just bringing people into nature is the first thing you do, and try and convince people to take their shoes off. Like people have a hard time taking their shoes off, believe it or not.
I imagine that when people first come there to see you, that they're very timid, shy, and apprehensive about, you know, stripping off the layers that the city has stamped on them.
I think the hardest thing is not having a schedule and learning to go with the flow, and learning that if it doesn't work out, there's something else happening, and that the island provides gifts for you if you allow it to happen. It's a magical journey, just like life. So the more you force your own agenda, you're gonna miss out on the gifts that are just waiting for you. So just going with a super open mind and just knowing being there itself and being present is everything. And everyone you're gonna meet is gonna tell you a different story. The island will, a coconut might fall on your head.
I've seen in a lot of your pictures that you're like presenting the gifts of the day, you know, and I always look forward to seeing your pictures coming from the island, because they're so meaningful, and you know, it just really helps connect me with you know, there's more than the obvious in our day-to-day life. And since we are all sort of connected with this collective consciousness, being able to tap into what you're doing has really been a peaceful moment for me. So when people come out to visit you, and do you take them on special places to meditate, special places that you go to?
So there's a lot of energetic places to go to. There's waterfalls specifically that I like to go to. We call it mana. So nature has a special energetic force to it, which in Hawaii we call mana. And the mana raises your vibration. And in Hawaii, everybody honors Mother Nature. When Mother Nature is speaking, like the volcano erupts, the Hawaiians teach us, you get out of its way. And Mother Nature wants to unite us right now. The whole world is divided, and we're gonna have one natural disaster after another, and that's so we can all unite together and give each other love and shelter, because when those disasters are happening, nothing else matters except for our pure survival. And on island, there are beautiful energetic spots like the volcano teaches us that nature will just erupt and get out of its way, and it's a purification. Same thing with the flood, was more of a purification. And so the water from the waterfalls have spray. And when you get in the spray, that's the mana. And it will last for maybe a month if you go inside the spray. And the sky, one minute you'll be looking at it and it will be sunny and you'll be staring at the clouds, and the next minute dark gray clouds will come in and the rain will come in, and then the sun will come again and the rainbow will show, and you're just mind blown by this energy. and you feel the rays of light in the rainbow, like the sunrise and the sunset, and it's just it really feels different and it feels energetic, and it just reminds you just how beautiful we are as human beings, and that we are nature and we are the trees and we are everything around, and we can feel as great as that every single minute of the day. And it's up to us to bring in, to invoke all that energy through nature that it has to offer. And that's what it's like, God speaking us through the stars. It's our map, and through all of nature. And we want to complicate things as human beings that we don't need to. And we're beautiful that we can be so sophisticated and communicate with each other from across the world. And that's the marriage of technology and nature, but just to keep it in balance and always incorporate nature and know how important it is, and to take care of her. So that's what I see happening right now with the floods, and the oceans are very volatile, and we need to really be responsible. There's a lot of plastic coming up in the ocean. We clean up the plastic out of the oceans every single day on the island. We see it coming up on the east side, and we're very conscious of it because of the surfers, and they travel all over Indonesia, and the Indonesian oceans are filled with plastic right now. So we really have to take care of Mother Nature, because she takes care of us. And the more we take care of her, the more that she's going to take care of us.
So when people come in to visit you and you take them on these journeys into your sacred places on the island, do you see that aha moment? Do you see them having epiphanies?
Yes. Okay, so people have major epiphanies, and they've never seen nature like that in their life. They've never been able to stop because they're so busy going in the city, that finally they come to the island and they see this overwhelming, because it's all green. I'm on Hawaii, it's the Garden Island. And there's an area of the island on the Nepali coast that has cathedrals. It literally looks like cathedrals in the mountains. It's so overwhelmingly beautiful that your mouth drops at everything you see. And with those epiphanies, you feel very humble and very small, your existence. And it just makes you feel special to be alive.
Looking at some of your pictures that you've taken, my God, if you get a chance, go to her Facebook site and just poke around and look at some of those pictures of the island. I was sort of shocked to see some pictures that looked like Sedona.
Oh yeah, we have red rock. So the red rock is also very energetic. And it reminds me of Sedona as well. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. Is it the same kind of energy like in Sedona?
So, yes, it is a vortex for sure. The whole island is. We're in the most remote part of the whole world, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And because of that, also, like, everybody on the island is almost clairvoyant as a given. Yeah, so we're just like, oh yeah, we're surfing the ocean. Of course, we all communicate like that. Everybody there is because we're in the ocean. And so you don't have anything blocking you. And I almost feel like I can hear the whole world speaking much clearer than when I was in Los Angeles, even though I'm in the middle of the ocean there. I feel more connected because of the water surrounding us.
I'm just, at one time, this is what it was like on the entire planet. We could all hear each other. We could hear life. We could hear, I'm sure you guys all hear the dolphins and feel the whales and, feel the life around you, because it is so abundant with life everywhere you look on that island.
Oh, the dolphins, by the way, too, when they are near, you feel them. The same thing as the rainbows. It literally is a feeling. It's like the sunrise and the sunset. If you are in that light, you can feel the light feels different.
It just, I lament because I know that this is what our world once was, and I know that as human beings, I'll let this human being go by here.
We have a loud motorcycle.
But as human beings, I know that we could hear every bird in the forest, that we could feel the insects doing their job, that we knew where, there's a hummingbird right there.
Speaking of the birds.
Yeah. So we really had this symbiosis. Do you think that, you're on the island, you're hearing the mother talk to you. Do you feel like we're headed back to that? Do you think culturally we are going to start hearing Mother Nature speaking again?
I think she's screaming at us right now. through all the natural disasters happening, she's telling us to come together.